Hi, I'm Viv Williams. Today we are baking up what I think are the best blueberry muffins ever. I have searched high and low to find the perfect blueberry muffin, and I found it at a little B&B in Ogunquit, Maine. I love the place. It's run by Bev and Scott, and they make the best muffins. And no matter how much I begged them, they would never give me the recipe. So I've come up with something that's close to theirs, not quite, but it's still pretty good, and I want to share it with you. So there are two types of blueberries. One is the low bush. They're the wild ones that you can find, and they're generally smaller than the ones that are cultivated. The cultivated ones are the high bush. And when you get your blueberries, you want to make sure you pick through them, because lots of them come with stems on them, and you have to pick those off or you'll get them stuck in your teeth. And some might be bad. And the wonderful thing about muffins is that if you have some that aren't very ripe, you can still use them and they'll taste good. So there are two tricks to making the perfect blueberry muffin. One is this: try to use cast iron if you can. This is actually a popover tin, same shape. It really makes a wonderful muffin, and you have to heat it first. The other trick, this is the blueberry sauce that I made up earlier. It's still warm, with 2/3 cup of blueberries, 1/3 cup sugar, and about 1/4 cup of milk. And you cook them together for about 2 minutes, and it makes this beautiful sauce that makes it a nice purpley color, and it makes it super moist. And let me put this right here. Wow, these tins really heat up. As I walk by, I can feel the heat because this has been in the oven for a while. All right, now let's mix it up. And we have 2 cups of flour. And then we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, salt, about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we have the cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon. That's another secret ingredient of cinnamon. And you can sift them together. I always use a wire whisk. It just seems to work really well. There we go. Dry ingredients. So now I will continue with the wet ingredients. A cup of sugar and 1/2 cup of butter. And we have to cream them together. And my friends make fun of me because instead of a big fancy mixer, I use this, which my husband had when he was in college, before I even knew him. It's kind of like driving a stick shift. All right, next, 2 eggs at room temperature is best. And they say break them in a little dish and you can make sure they're good. It looks fabulous. You want to continue to mix them up until they're well blended. That looks good. It's such a lemony, beautiful color. So the next step is to take the dry ingredients and the secret sauce and put them into the wet ingredients. And the secret sauce. Now, just before I mix it up, I mean, take a look at the colors, are so pretty. And if you don't want to make the blueberry sauce, when you boil it down, it comes out to be about 1/2 cup of liquid and blueberries. And you can just stick blueberry jam in there too, instead of the sauce. Works just as well. All right, the very last piece, add the blueberries. 2 cups right in. You want to be careful and fold them in because you don't want to break up the blueberries too much. I just love blueberries. They're big in taste, low in calories. They've got a lot of fiber, so blueberries are great for your health and very tasty too. Now, one of the other tricks of the trade with cast iron, heat it up first, as I said, and then put little dabs of butter in. It swirls around, and then when you plop the dough in, it kind of goes up the sides. Just a little bit of butter in, you can see it going around, just a tiny bit each one, mix them up. There you go. There's one thing you have to be sure with cast iron is that you don't want to burn yourself. If you don't have cast iron, that's fine. You can use any kind of muffin tin you want. All right, fill them 2/3 of the way up. This recipe makes about 16 to 18 muffins. And if you want to make bigger ones, it works just as well too. This is how you know you did it right. You see the full blueberries in there. It's thick, it's creamy, and it's interesting color. It's a light blue color. Super yummy. So I had to grab my mitts because this is hot. And here we go. So these are ready to pop in the oven. I've already heated it to 425 because I was preheating the pan. And they'll stay in there about 18 to 20 minutes. And you'll know when they're done because they'll smell delicious and they'll be kind of golden brown on top. So these look wonderful, and they've been out for a bit, so they're cool enough for me to take them out. And I wish you could be here. They smell good, and you can see the sauce made sort of swirls with the colors. So this last one is for me to taste. Oh, it looks beautiful. You can see the lovely colors inside. It's dense in a good way. It's smooth. There's some sweet, there's some tart. It's just a wonderful taste. And every time I take a bite of one of these muffins, I am transported back to Maine, to that wonderful B&B run by Scott and Bev, where they make the best blueberry muffins ever. But this is a pretty close second place. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear what you think with a thumbs up or comment below, and I hope you subscribe to our channel so we can keep you inspired with new episodes and projects.